welcome to AcadFly's weekly Global Education Bulletin, your one-stop update on everything that's shaping the international study landscape. This week, major shifts are underway across top destinations as traditional powerhouses like the US and Australia tighten their borders. New players are stepping in with the open arms. From New Zealand's bold strategy to Spain's student-friendly push, we've got all the crucial headlines that Indian aspirants need to know. Let's dive into what's making waves in global education this week. New Zealand bets big on foreign students as US-Australia tightens borders. Dubai becomes top choice for Indian students as new visa rules in education boom align. Harvard warns international students of heightened US scrutiny, border risks and legal uncertainty. Spain launches Edubridge to attract students affected by US visa crackdown. Cornell Tata scholarship offers full ride to talented Indian students. Now we'll briefly discuss these news items. In a bold move to capture the displaced demand in global student mobility, New Zealand has announced sweeping reforms to its international education policy. The government aims to double the sector's economic contribution from 3.6 billion New Zealand dollars to 7.2 billion New Zealand dollars by 2034, projecting students' enrollments to grow from 83,700 this year to 119,000 within the next decade. The policy shift is designed to capitalize on restrictive immigration and student visa regulations in major markets like United States and the Australia, which are limiting international student intake due to domestic pressures. As part of its new strategy, New Zealand will increase the part-time work limit for eligible international students from 20 to 25 hours per week. Extend post-study work rights to all tertiary level students in approved exchange or study abroad programs. Education Minister Erica Stanford stated that the aim is to supercharge the growth in international student numbers, which has been steadily rising since 2023. Officials believe these changes will make New Zealand more competitive globally, especially as Australia introduces a national cap on student enrollments and the US faces legal and political turbulence over student visa policy. New Zealand's approach includes targeted recruitment in growth regions such as South Asia, Southeast Asia and Latin America, tapping into strong outbound demand and easing competition. However, analysts caution that infrastructure readiness, including housing, support services and employment absorption, will be crucial if New Zealand's hope to sustainability scale the sector. By aligning education reforms with its broader immigration strategy, the country is positioning itself as a welcoming, high-quality alternative for international students in a shifting global landscape. Now we'll move towards our next news piece. 42% of foreign students in Dubai now are Indian. What's driving the shift? I'll briefly discuss. Dubai is fast becoming a go-to global education destination for Indian students, with new data from the Knowledge and Human Development Authority (KHDA) showing that Indians now account for 42% of all international students enrolled in the city's private higher education institutions for the 2024 and 25 academic year. This marks a dramatic shift away from traditional destinations like the US, UK and Australia, as Indian families increasingly view Dubai as a cost-effective, culturally familiar and career-aligned study option. Currently, over 42,000 students are enrolled across 41 private higher education institutions in Dubai, 37 of which are international university campuses. Overall enrollment grew by 20.4% this year, a sharp rise from last year's 12.3%, pointing to Dubai's accelerated emergence as the academic hub. Key academic trend reflects alignment with Dubai's economy. 54% of international students are studying business, 11% each in IT and engineering, followed by media, design and humanities. While bachelor's degree, 53% dominate, master's program, 37% also show strong uptake. The academic ecosystem is further bolstered by the fact that 29% of faculty in Dubai's licensed institutions are of Indian origin, enhancing cultural comfort and trust. New residency pathways boost appeal. Though the UAE doesn't offer traditional post-study work visas, it has introduced innovative immigration options, including job seeker visas, freelancer permits, and long-term golden visas. A new pilot golden visa scheme now allows Indian nationals to secure 10-year residency without needing to invest in property or hold a trade license. With a one-time fee of Arab Emirates dirham 1,000, which is approximately 23.3 lakhs rupees, far lower than the earlier 2 million Arab Emirates dirham requirement. The program is attracting educators, scientists, creatives, and tech talent alike. As higher education and immigration policies converge, Dubai is redefining its position on the global study map, especially for Indian students seeking quality education, international exposure, and future career flexibility, all closer to home. Now we'll move towards our next news, and Harvard issues urgent travel and digital warning to international students. As tensions rise over immigration policy and student visa enforcement in the United States, Harvard University has issued an urgent advisory to its international students, warning them of tougher border scrutiny, digital surveillance, and legal uncertainty surrounding their enrollment status. In a recent webinar attended by over 500 students, senior officials from Harvard's International Office and Representation Initiative briefed students on what to expect while traveling to the US this academic year. Their message was clear. Prepare for detailed checks of devices, social media, and personal history, especially at Boston Logan Airport. Students were told that US Customs and Border Protection may now review social media posts, including deleted content, with special attention to politically sensitive issues like the Israel-Palestine conflict. One case cited during the meeting involved a Harvard researcher being denied entry based on past online content. Officials urged students to clean up their digital profiles, avoid provocative humor, and be especially cautious with the content that may be interpreted as violent or controversial. While it's unclear whether these screenings are conducted by the humans or AI, the extent of surveillance remains opaque even to Harvard's advisors. Boston Logan flagged for increased incidents. The Harvard team noted that Boston Logan Airport has seen more cases of detention or entry denial compared to ports like JFK or Chicago, O'Hare. While they stopped short of confirming this as a trend, students from high-risk countries, particularly Iran, were advised to consider alternate airports for entry. Visa processing delays fuel anxiety. The warnings come amid a 3-week freeze in US visa processing that disrupted plans for many incoming students. With limited availability of visa appointments, Harvard is urging students to book any slot they can get and apply for expedited processing as needed. Rising student anxiety and legal threat to Harvard's visa status. Adding to the stress is a looming legal battle over Harvard's ability to host international students. In May, the Department of Homeland Security moved to revoke the university's SEVP certification, essential for issuing F1 and J1 visas. Though temporarily blocked, DHS completed a 30-day compliance review and the outcome is still pending. Harvard has vowed to fight the decision if needed. But a separate presidential proclamation issued by Donald Trump blocking students on Harvard's sponsored visas has only added fuel to the fire. Though that too was temporarily halted in the court, an appeal is in motion. If SEVP certification is ultimately revoked, Harvard officials say students already in the US or planning to join would be severely affected with their ability to study, remain in the country, or even after the US, all in jeopardy. Now we'll move towards our next section, and that says Spain opens door to students logged out by US visa crackdown. As the United States tightens its student visa policies under the Trump administration, Spain has stepped forward with a new lifeline for international students, a fast-track program called Edubridge to Spain. This initiative is aimed at students denied entry into the US or facing delays due to intensified visa scrutiny and social media vetting. The Edubridge program offers a smooth academic transfer process for students enrolled in US institutions. It allows for easier credit recognition, validation of previous coursework, and simplified record transfers across academic levels, from high school to postgraduate education. Spain's Migration Ministry has pledged to prioritize student visa applications at its consulates in the US, while also fast-tracking foreigner identity cards, that is TIE, for students, researchers and professors upon arrival. Once in Spain, students will be permitted to work part-time, helping them manage living costs and better integrate into Spanish society. But hurdles remain. A new immigration law that came into effect on May 20 brings stricter documentation deadlines, shorter timelines for residence permits, and mandatory proof of accommodation and insurance, potentially complicating the visa process. Additionally, some universities in Spain only collect tuition in September, creating a mismatch with the visa rules that often require upfront payment, leading to the confusion for applicants. The initiative isn't just for the students. Spain is also reaching out to scientists impacted by US policy, with the Science Ministry offering €200,000 is funding per research project to help cover relocation and setup costs for affected academics. This move reinforces Spain's commitment to becoming a safe haven for international education and research, especially amid the rising geopolitical uncertainty surrounding US immigration policy. According to Open Doors, Spain already ranks as the third most popular destination for American students, and that number is expected to grow significantly with the launch of Edubridge. With a clear focus on academic continuity, ease of entry and integration, Spain is positioning itself as the next major hub for international students seeking stability and opportunity. Next up, are you also dreaming of the Ivy League? Tata Scholarship at Cornell fully funds 20 Indian students. Indian students aiming for top-tier undergraduate education in the US have a powerful opportunity in the form of the Cornell University Tata Scholarship, a flagship initiative funded by a $25 million endowment from the Tata Education and Development Trust, established in 2008 by philanthropist Ratan Tata. Every year, 20 academically strong and financially deserving Indian students are selected to receive this prestigious scholarship, which provides comprehensive financial support for the entire duration of their undergraduate program at Cornell University's Ithaca campus. Now, the question arises, who is eligible? To apply, students must be an Indian citizen with a valid passport. Dual citizens are not eligible. Have completed secondary education in India itself, be applying to full-time undergraduate programs at Cornell, first-year transfer or visiting, have a minimum IELTS score of 7.5 bands for international admission and scholarship eligibility. Although Cornell is test optional till 2025, competitive SAT or ACT scores are recommended. Now, let's talk about the application process too. Apply to Cornell as a full-time undergraduate via the Common App or Coalition app. Submit the CSS profile and ISFAA along with the detailed financial documents, including income tax returns, bank statements, employer letters, and other supporting records. Provide academic transcripts, recommendation letters, and a personal essay, that is SOP. Cornell's admission team reviews academic records and holistic achievements, while its financial aid office assesses financial need before rewarding the scholarship. Now, what is covered? The Tata Scholarship covers tuition and the mandatory fees, room and board fees, books, supplies, and personal expenses, all in alignment with Cornell's published costs of attendance. The scholarship is renewable for up to 8 semesters, that's 4 years, provided students maintain a minimum GPA of 3 points. And here's a note. For longer programs like Bachelor of Architecture, BArch support is limited to 8 semesters even if the course requires. Now, there are certain eligible programs on which this scholarship applies. That is College of Architecture, Art and Planning, College of Engineering, Applied Economics and Management, Cornell S.C. Johnson College of Business, majors across the biological, physical and social sciences. The initiative stands as a gateway to the Ivy League for high-achieving Indian students, removing financial barriers and offering access to one of the world's most respected universities. And that's a wrap on this week's Global Education Roundup. At AcadFly, we believe that the right information can be your passport to the right destination. Whether you're exploring scholarships, comparing countries, or navigating shifting visa norms, we are here to guide your journey abroad with the clarity and confidence. Don't forget to follow us for more updates, and until next time, stay informed, stay inspired, and keep aiming global. This is Shatakshi Singh signing off.